Santiago del Carmen Maria, the queen of crowning thought. I speak truth unapologetically. It's my reign of reality and empowerment.
November 28, 2025. Why the fuck do we still have this clown in the White House? Listen up, you beautiful bastards out there scraping by just like me. It's your girl Santiago, spilling the tea hotter than a microwave burrito left in too long. We're talking today about the biggest scam running this country into the ground, that orange-tinted grifter squatting in the Oval Office like he owns the damn place. Why do we even have a president when our grandparents are buried under debt mountains taller than his ego? When folks are starving while we're busting our asses 2 jobs deep and still can't afford a goddamn sandwich, when the disabled are getting screwed harder than a bad blind date, and we're all side-hustling like clowns in a circus just to breathe. Hell, we don't have a president. We have a parasite sucking us dry, and I'm here to yell about it because someone has to. Grab your coffee or whatever cheap swill you can afford and let's rip this apart like the trash it is. First off, let's start with the elders, those poor souls who built this country and now can't even afford their meds without selling a kidney. I mean, come on. According to the latest crap from debt collectors, I dug into this because facts don't lie. Unlike that spray-tan fraud, seniors over 70 are the fastest growing group of borrowers. Their debt shot up 4.22% just last year and over 5 years, a whopping 36.2% jump. That's not aging gracefully. That's drowning in bills while Social Security gets nibbled at like a stale cracker. And get this, 78% of folks over 50 are lugging debt into what should be their golden years. Golden, more like rusted chains. Nearly 40% are carrying that shit straight into retirement, and half of them with credit cards are owing $5,000 or more. 28%, over 10 grand. Jesus Christ, these are the people who raised us, fought wars, paid taxes for decades, and now they're choosing between cat food and insulin because Trump's crew is too busy golfing to give a damn. Oh, and don't get me started on the disabled. As if. Project 2025, that blueprint for hell the MAGA maniacs cooked up, is pushing for deep cuts to Social Security disability insurance. We're talking a 20% slash in who even qualifies. 20%. That's bigger than any gutting they've done before, and it's aimed right at the folks who can't work because their bodies or minds said, fuck this years ago. The Trump admin's already floating plans to make work requirements so tight, even the exempt get the boot. Exempt? Bullshit. If you're in a wheelchair or fighting chronic pain, you're not lazy, you're human. But no, this administration sees you as a budget line to chop. And while they're at it, they're starving the programs that keep you afloat. Laughable, right? Or is it? I feel like yelling just thinking about it. These cuts aren't accidents, they're attacks. Pure, bold-faced theft from the vulnerable so the rich can get richer. Why? Because empathy's for suckers in their world. Now, zoom out to the rest of us, the working stiffs, the dreamers, the ones keeping the lights on while the elite sip champagne. People are starving, literally. Food insecurity. It's at 13.5% nationwide, up from last year because apparently tracking hunger is woke now. Trump scrapped the USDA's main survey on it back in September, like poof, problem solved if we don't measure it. Genius, right? Sarcasm dripping here, folks. 47 million people in households skipping meals, and nearly 20% of kids are food insecure. Kids, in the richest country on earth. Over in rural spots, it's even worse, counties where child hunger hits 30% easy. And snap. That lifeline for the poor, the admins slashing it left and right. Remember that government shutdown tease? They promised to restart benefits, but only at half pay. Half, so you're getting $50 instead of $100 for groceries. What the hell are you supposed to do, eat air? This isn't policy, it's cruelty dressed as conservatism. I tell you, if I could, I'd march up to that White House lawn and scream it in his face. You cut $1 billion from farm-to-food bank programs in March alone. Schools, pantries gone, for what? Your tax cuts for billionaires. The hypocrisy burns brighter than his hair in the sun. We're all feeling it, working our fingers to nubs, and what do we get? Zilch. Wages. Stagnant as a clogged toilet since the 70s, really. Sure, they crow about 4.3% growth in March against 4% inflation, but zoom out, and 95% of us say our paychecks aren't touching the cost of living. 73% straight up struggling to afford basics. Forbes called it the wage crisis of 2025. No shit, Sherlock. Over 4 years, we're earning 2 percentage points below the rise in prices. Rent's up, gas is up, eggs are up, everything but our bank accounts. And why? Because this president's trickle-down is more like a drip from a leaky faucet owned by his cronies. Picture this. You're flipping burgers at 2 minimum wage gigs, pulling 40 hours plus overtime on the side, Uber, DoorDash, whatever hustle pays the electric bill. And at the end of the month, you're negative. Can't see a doctor because premiums are through the roof and copays. Forget it. Healthcare access for low-income folks. A joke. 27 million uninsured as of last year. That's 8% of us, but it feels like 80 when you're the one rationing pills. 35% of Americans, 91 million, can't even access care they need. Nearly half say they can't afford quality stuff, and for Black and Hispanic families, it's 46 and 52% unaffordable. 11% are cost desperate, up from 8% in 2021. That's code for I'm fucked and dying slowly. Trump's response. Gut Medicaid funding, slash ACA subsidies, and freeze grants to health departments. Over $11 billion yanked from COVID relief that could have helped low-income clinics. Bold move, asshole, because nothing says America first like letting your poor die in ER waiting rooms. We don't have a president for this shit. We have a con man who ran on draining the swamp and instead turned the White House into his personal ATM. Taxes for the ultra-rich, slashed again in his second go-round, funneled straight to his golf buddies and family empire. Social programs. Chopped like firewood. SSDI, SNAP, Medicaid, all on the chopping block to fund walls that don't work and deportations that break families. And the disabled elders drowning in debt, their collateral damage in his great American comeback. Comeback for who? The 1%. Yeah, their stocks are soaring while we're scavenging dumpsters. I have zero respect, zip, nada, for anyone propping this grifter up. You vote for him, you're not just blind, you're complicit. You're saying it's okay for grandma to eat dog food so Elon gets another tax break. Fuck that noise. Wake up, people. This isn't leadership, it's looting. Let me paint a picture from my own corner of hell because this ain't abstract to me. Last week, my neighbor, sweet old Mrs. Ramirez, 72 with bad hips from years waitressing, showed up at my door crying. Her SSDI check delayed because of some review under the new rules. Debt collectors calling nonstop, credit cards maxed from her late husband's chemo bills that insurance ghosted. She's skipping meals to pay rent and her doctor's appointment, canceled because the copay's $200 she doesn't have. Santiago, she says. What happened to this country? What happened? That fraud in the White House happened. He promised health care for all, remember the lies, and delivered jack shit except higher premiums and fewer clinics, and the starving kids down the block. Little Jamal, 8 years old, raiding my fridge when his mom's SNAP got halved. She's working nights cleaning offices, days at Walmart, and still the fridge echoes. It's the economy, stupid, they say. No, it's the grifter, stupid, yell with me now. Why is he still there? Why? Because enough suckers bought the hate-monger hype, the fake news bullshit, the fear-mongering about immigrants stealing your scraps while he steals everything. We're side-hustling to survive Etsy crafts, OnlyFans side gigs, whatever, and can't even get a checkup without bankruptcy looming. Elders in debt, check. Disabled forgotten, check. Families hungry, double check. This president's taking it all right, your money, your health, your future, and funneling it to Mar-a-Lago parties. Ha, if laughter's the best medicine, I'm odding over here on the absurdity. But here's the blunt truth, straight shooter style. We let this happen. We, the non-MAGA majority, got complacent, thought checks and balances would save us. Nope. He's got his cronies in Congress gutting oversight, freezing education grants, banning abortions nationwide per project, 2025 fever dreams. Social safety net, shredded. One big beautiful bill act, more like one big fuck you act, tweaking SNAP eligibility to kick off millions. Immigrants. His survey shows families terrified, health access tanking under deportation threats. And us. We're yelling into the void, but the void's got an echo. Change it. Vote harder next time, organize, scream louder. Because if we don't, this clown's second act ends with us all bankrupt and begging. I could go on hell. I want to about how wage stagnation's made minimal quality of life a pipe dream for most. Truth Out nailed it. Costs skyrocketing, spending power tanking, unaffordability the new normal. Or how 57% of workers saw pay beat inflation in June, big whoop, when the other 43% are you and me, scraping pennies. CBS says we're 1.2 points behind over 4 years. That's thousands lost per family. Multiply by millions. Trillions stolen from the middle class. And healthcare inequality. NAFC's pushing back in 2025, but with admin cuts, it's David vs. a Goliath on steroids. Folks, this rant's my therapy, my call to arms. We're not powerless, we're pissed. Use that. Talk to your reps, hit the streets, share this shit far and wide. Because we don't need a president who's a thief in a suit. We need justice, fairness, a goddamn break. And until we get it, I'll keep crowning these thoughts, truth speaking loud. No poetry, no bullshit, just real talk from the trenches. Oh, and dearest MAGA, I was not talking to you. I just want to thank you all, like, share, and follow to stay connected. Please comment to help me out, I will appreciate it. I am Santiago del Carmen Maria, the Queen of Crowning Thoughts, because I say it like it is. Copyright 2025 Independent Writer, Crowning Thoughts Truth Speaker, AI Video Content Creator Writer Blogger Santiago DC. Maria. All rights reserved.